Okay, so we're going to take a look at how I've set up Blackboard and how you'll navigate around Blackboard. Again, I said in the last video, but I'll repeat it. Everything you need is here. Things, except for where you're writing papers and needing to do your own research, everything you need is here. You're always going to land on the announcements page. And I should say you're looking at my view, which is a teeny bit different than yours. Otherwise, things aren't set up to show in student view yet. So I'm showing you this way. So you're going to, I can show you what it will look like, right? You've already seen that, right? So this is the student view. You'll land on this announcements page, and then you have the left-hand toolbar. You've already hopefully been able to see your textbook, which will open up here, right? And you can download this to your device. I recommend you do that so that you don't have to be online in order to access it. Obviously, we already looked at how to access the syllabus. I'm going to come out of the student view. And then what you can't see, you'll certainly by the time you're watching this video, you'll be able to see it, is that there also are links to the course material and to my grades, and everything you need in terms of learning is going to be in this course materials page. And so right at the top is the paper assignment instructions. We'll look at those more closely, but papers 1 and paper 2, the instructions for both of those are in there. And then you are already in the video, the orientation if you're accessing this video. So I'm not going to show you that. But I will show you that all of what you can't see yet from your view is that as we move through time, all of the folders for the class, for each of the chapters, each of the chapter folders are going to be on this course materials page. And so look at the announcements each time you log in. Make sure you haven't missed an announcement. They will all be emailed to you as well. But just in case you've missed one, take a glance and then go to the course materials page. And every one of our chapters is going to be set up the same. So you'll see for chapter 1, it'll tell you what day it opens, which is Monday, the 23rd, this coming Monday, and then it's open for 2 weeks until Sunday, February 5th. And then you'll see, and this is an important thing to pay attention to, you'll see that I always have listed every important date in that chapter. So students often have a hard time kind of keeping track of due dates. We will always be Thursdays and Sundays, so you can always know you will have work due on Thursdays and Sundays, and that you'll never have work due other than Thursdays and Sundays. But in addition, it tells you that for this segment of work, you're going to read chapters 1 and 2. Usually it'll just be one chapter. Chapter 1 is just an intro. That there are lecture videos to watch, that there's a quiz that's due on Thursday the 26th, that your discussion prompt and your Muddiest Point initial posts are due on Sunday the 29th. The Muddiest Point replies to classmates are due on Thursday the 2nd, and the discussion prompt replies are due on Sunday the 5th. And it also tells you that in this chapter there's an optional extra credit that is also due on the 5th. So if we go in here, for each of the chapters, I mentioned this when we were looking at the syllabus, you will see what learning outcomes we're working on. It tells you what you should be able to do. There are study guides, and I can show you one of those in a minute, but these learning outcomes are also a really good thing to pay attention to in terms of what I'm going to ask you to do on the test related to this material. And then you will have lecture videos for each of the chapters. You'll have multiple lecture videos. I try very hard, and I think I've always succeeded, but to keep these under 15 minutes. So they'll be 10 to 15 minutes long each, which means that you can watch one if you find yourself with some time on your hands. And don't need to watch them all at once. You don't need to have, an hour and a half or a 2-hour commitment, that you can watch them in kind of bite-sized chunks. I would highly recommend that while you're watching the lecture videos, you take notes the way you would if you were sitting in class. And it's videos like this with my face, me talking, and PowerPoint slides in the background. And so take notes the way you would in class. That is the absolute best way to do that. I also always have available to you the lecture slides that I've used in the videos to download. So if you want to download those and take notes on those, that's not a bad idea if that works for you. Or if you just want to download them so you have them to look at later, that's also a nice choice. And then the quiz will be there. And then you'll have the the discussion prompt and the muddiest points prompt. You'll see in the muddiest point prompt that I tell you in each chapter, pay specific attention to, and that is really me telling you, these are the things you're going to have to know for the test, and make sure you understand those. And if you don't, ask questions about those things. With the muddiest point, if you really feel like you understood everything, and again, you're going to get a lot of skepticism from me about that, but if you really understood everything the first pass, then ask a question about something that you just want to know more about, that was interesting and that it wasn't covered as in depth as you'd like it to be. And then you see the optional extra credit assignments, so the chapters where those are available will be at the bottom. At the bottom of each of our chapter folders is also this link to a discussion forum that's just for practical questions. Like, I can't find X. Can somebody help me, tell me where to find that? Or I've forgotten what the due date is for this other thing. You could obviously email me with those questions, but if they're a question that is applicable to everyone and somebody else might see it before I see it, feel free to post the question there. So if we come back to the course materials page, in terms of what else is on here, you also have the submission boxes for all of your work. You've got study guides for each of the exams that are already available to you. And eventually, when they're available, the exams will be on here. And that is about it, I think. Obviously, you can start using practical questions this weekend if you have questions about what I've covered. I am going to have another video, one more, that just looks at paper 1 assignment, so that if you want to get started on that, you can, or you can wait to watch that and get yourself oriented with the rest of the course and then come back and watch the paper 1 explanation. Okay. All right. I will see you in the next video.